I competed for Australia in 2002 and 2003. I was a triathlete and also a cyclist. I'd always aspired to be the best that I could be. You get that feeling of my body shouldn't be able to do this, but it is. That was the buzz that I got from it. The day of my accident, I went out for a training ride and I was on my way home, and as I was coming up a rise, I was struck just on my right arm by a truck that was coming past. It was too close, and I was then out of control and was thrown into the back of a parked four-wheel drive. Then woke up 12 days later in hospital, having had a number of operations, and was told I was a quadriplegic. It's too big a moment to take in and process, and I can still remember mouthing the words, "What happened?" The doctors told me that I wouldn't eat or breathe myself again. I was told I wouldn't walk again and wouldn't be able to move myself around in a wheelchair even myself again. So very confronting. It was a total of about 7.5 months before I was out of hospital after the accident. So it's a long and lengthy process, but I think once you leave hospital, that's really when it starts. The biggest and most difficult adjustment for me to make was that I was obviously a very physically active person, and whilst that was what I did, it was also the way that I interacted with my daughter. So taking her swimming, taking her to the park, just playing with her generally, I had to completely change the way that I played and interacted with, at the time, my 3.5, 4-year-old daughter. It was about 6 months after I was out of hospital that I sat down with my daughter and we put together an application to get an assistance dog. In my instance, I've waited over 4 years before I received the phone call to say my application had been successful, and I think we waited a week after receiving the initial call. Fizz came down with a trainer and we had our initial meeting. He's an incredibly athletic, bounding, exuberant, well-trained dog. The biggest thing that an assistance dog can help you with when you're in a wheelchair and your hands don't work particularly well is picking things up. Anything that I point to that's in the road of a wheelchair, I can ask him to pick it up and pass it to me so it's not in my road anymore. But the number one thing that he's very helpful for with me is my crutches. I can walk with the aid of crutches, but I can't often reach them and pick them up. But he can pass them to me so that I can stand straight up and walk. He even jumps up and grabs them when they're standing up now, which is, I think, quite impressive. The comfort and the layer of surety that having an assistance dog provides over the top of the way I'm now living is incredible. I'd hate to lose that now, and certainly it's provided for me a level of independence that I wouldn't otherwise have. The arrival of Fizz in our family has been a godsend. Since he's arrived, the joy, the happiness, the laughter, the fun games we've been able to play where we included a dog in them is wonderful. But certainly the relationship that I have with my daughter again with the arrival of Fizz is wonderful.